Alright, let's go live. Let's do this. Oh, actually, let me do a quick check. Oh, but I'm already going live, which is good. Good. Everything should be okay for a live stream today. Alright, we're live, which is good. It's a plus. I hope people remember it's Monday. I mean, it's the Monday Night Livestream. Should have announced it before. Should have actually gotten all this stuff ready before. Oh well. Alright, well, it's 7 p.m. So, yeah. Hey, how's it going, King? Pizza is good? Pizza is good. Hey, 7 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Monday Night Livestream with your host, animefanrk2k. We're going to play more Fruit of Grisaia. I missed it last week. It was sucked. I had lots of work. Still have lots of work, but you know that's unrelated to this. So we're gonna go through more of this route that, like, I don't know why a bunch of people don't like, but you know, Michiru is my favorite. So let's get right into it. The girl told me our world is a box. I don't know. I thought our world was kind of like spherical. In childhood, everyone's convinced that snow white wings are budding on their back. We tell ourselves, someday, fly away from here to some strange and wonderful place. Think that by going where we want to go, we'll magically become the person we want to be. Yeah, get your teeth taken care of. Yes. But in reality, there's nowhere else to go, and no feathers to lift us out of the dust. When we finally realize this, it's hard to overstate how bitter or disappointment it is. Maybe you yourself remember that adolescent feeling of powerlessness and futility. Why was I born in the first place? Why do I have to die? This is how the world works, of course. We're too fragile and self-centered to accept that. We spend years muttering to ourselves, I'm different from the rest. I have to be. When that delusion gives way under the weight of our own mediocrity, cling next to the thought, somebody will take me away from here. Some special existence will swoop down and pluck me out of this ugly, petty, tedious world. Maybe I can't fly, but someone who can will carry me off to the promised land. And when that too is revealed to be nothing but an empty fantasy. Oops, I just kicked my side table and knocked a bunch of things down. Well, we're off to a good start. You know, that's just going to be things I now have to take care of right now, because reasons. Anyway, give me a second. Oh, God damn it. Why? I had everything organized so perfectly before. How did it? Stupid controller fell on it. That's why. Anyway, I'm okay, guys. Honest. All right. Anyway, where was I? And when that too is revealed to be nothing but an empty fantasy, the box slowly. Oh, I knocked this table completely out of line. Sit this way. Ugh. But when that too is revealed to be nothing but an empty fantasy, the box slowly, solemnly slides shut above us. We have our air holes, barely sufficient to keep us breathing, but our illusionary freedom shrivels and dies. Sky is an impenetrable lid above us, an impassive ruler that claims our feathers as tribute. That's the world we live in. Class is over and done with for the day, but some of us are still hanging around the classroom. You know, toxicity. Well, it wasn't that terrible, actually, yesterday. Could have just returned to the dorm myself, but I was only a few pages away from finishing a book, so I decided to stay at my desk and indulge. Not a bad story. The book was Chasing the Dragonfly, Volume 3, by Sendo Akira. Having found the Lesser Emperor tucked away in a corner of the city at the end of Volume 2, I never would have expected Wataru to end up like this. I'm actually interested in reading some other stuff by this author now. This book is a badly banged up antique that seems to have passed through half a dozen used bookstores by now. On top of which, the publisher is some company called Chikakindo Books that I've never heard of before. Probably went out of business decades ago. Guess there's no point wasting my time looking. No, it wasn't that bad. Yesterday. It was... in my opinion, any ones where I'm only timing out somebody once, and that's because of something unrelated to the actual going on the said chat, you know, it's whatevs. Yeah, pretty decent stuff. Thanks as always. Oh, did I? I don't know about that. Oh, that's rare. I see. Guess I got a little too caught up in the book's world. Concentration and imagination are closely linked. As an experiment, you can try memorizing the scene before your eyes, then recreating it down to the finest detail in your mind. Repeat this and your ability to focus will gradually improve. There are apparently some people who remember the books they've read as lines of printed type, but that's the exception to the rule. I think it's Sabrina the Teenage Witch. At least say like Sailor Moon or something, yeah. Generally speaking, the scene you imagined while writing are what stays with you. Personally, I find remembering things I've never actually seen quite kind of enjoyable. With adequate imagination, you can go anywhere and become anyone. Immersing yourself in that illusionary freedom can make for a nice change of pace from reality. Not to say that I read purely for such practical reasons. Well, she's here. To be honest, Michiru, I'm under the impression you exercise less than anyone else in this room. Even I'm gonna put some effort into keeping up that figure, you know? That's not how it works. Before Michiru can even finish her sentence, Sakaki thrusts out an arm with no wind-up. Her empty fist, clenched as if holding an imaginary box cutter, comes to an abrupt halt at an inch before Michiru's face. Not half bad for an amateur. She'd been trying to kill, there'd already be a blade stuck right between Michiru's eyes. She's like proud of it too, like, well, that's game. A good half second after the outcome settled, Michiru leans her upper body backward a little. I don't think I've ever seen a backward sway quite this sluggish before. Does the girl have anemia or what? I've seen better, to be honest. To be even more honest, I don't think I've ever seen worse. A perfect failure, one might say. A fight hinges on your ability to formulate split-second tactics. Michiru is so incompetent that she didn't even recognize the danger she was in. Such utter obliviousness is almost charming. Sorry, but I think this match is settled. Bit of a stretch to even call it a match.
顔にパンチが当たる直前に避けるこの判断力、そして恐るべきスピード。私ってば今日も完璧だわ。
This girl doesn't even seem to realize Sakaki was taking it easy on her. I think she may need to learn her place. Sakaki, let's try that again, and this time don't stop. I authorize you to hit her. Even Sakaki's like, I feel bad now. She's so bad. Yeah, that's exactly why I'm saying this.
ふふふ、いつでも来なさいよね。私がカンペ。あだは。
Michiru probably doesn't even know what hit her. She closed her eyes reflexively at the sharp jab of pain in her forehead. Before they opened again, Sakaki had already brought her arm back to its previous position. From Michiru's perspective, there's no evidence that Sakaki even moved. The bottle blonde stares uncomprehendingly at her foe, trying to understand how she was attacked. A splendid poke to the forehead.
なんか道具使った。電気的な機械のようなもの。いいえ、そんなものは持っていないわ。じゃあいつもう一回やってみて。だってユミコズルしたでしょ。はい、もう一回。
Wrecked. Is this the power of Ultra Instinct? Man, if Ultra Instinct was as bad as Michiru's, no one would want to use it.
あれ、なんか腹水出た。
Give it up before you get a concussion. I don't need you getting KO'd by flicks to the forehead.
これは素手による攻撃とかじゃなくて、鼻水が出る呪い的なものをかけただけよ。だって何もされてないもん。もう帰っていいかしら。ふふふふ、自分の負けを認めたわね。ユミコ、破れたり。
Somebody tells me that's gonna piss her off.
なんですって。
Yup.
あ、坂木さんすみません。負けました。ははは、どうもー。
Bye.
来た。もう去った。
Yes, that she is.
どりゃー。インチキしたくせに。ペッペ。私負けてないからね。ねえユージ、ユミコってばインチキしてたよね。
Well, let's see. She was pulling her punches pretty severely, so you could hardly call that a legitimate competition. Cheating in a broad sense of the word, I suppose.
でしょー。ねえ、インチキだよね。あいつずっげーな。今度後ろから襲ってやるじゃん。
You're gonna show her by sneak attacking her. Got it. Is that your idea of playing fair?
目には目を、埴輪がワオでしょ。
What?
ちょっと今のは私、おどけすぎたわね。
Oh, you're aware? Take it down a notch. Why don't you? No, need to try so hard. No need to try so hard.
無理なんてしてません。プンスカドン。
The hell's a punskadon? Punskadon, eh? Something like a mastodon, perhaps? In case, would the punska in question be some famous paleontologist?
そんなわけないでしょ。
Hey, Amane's here. Oh, if it isn't Amane, were you listening in? I was just trying a little comedy on my own.
わかってるわよ。何が九段のプンスかよ。ユージってたまにそういう変な面を見せるわよね。いろいろな意味でドキッとする。
That's not a compliment, is it? I get the message.
けなしてもいないけどさ。それにしても、ミチルは相変わらずね。元気というか、バカというか。
If someone has yellow eyes, they are evil. I disagree with that. Disagree with that one. True, that's just the way she...
キスはしたことある？
Yeah, that's not how it works. There's more to life than relying... There's more to life than relying on Kingdom Hearts trailers, okay? All of a sudden I recall my recent kiss with Michiru. It was so abrupt, and she seemed so unconcerned about it after the fact. I could almost believe the whole thing was just a dream. But I'm honestly less interested in the kiss itself than the other Michiru that delivered it. The Michiru I spoke with on the high ridge wasn't the Michiru I know. That wasn't just an unusual mood or something. She was acting like an entirely different person. Oi! Since then, Michiru's been the same as always. Doubt anything will come from pursuing it. Oh my god, that nickname. Huh? What's wrong? Just thinking about something. Hey, older sister, stop joking about that. This is the Michiru route. Yeah, I guess. A little. Tell me one person with yellow eyes that isn't evil? Our Queen Broodstud's eyes can become yellow if she wants to. Just saying. Sakata Kintoki? Pretty sure he's not evil. Etc. I know, I'm going with Type Moon references though, and that's different. What's she doing? No, we did not. Yes, I know. You don't need to get combative over every little thing. I mean, it's like I have to get to the bottom of this. Don't worry about it. I did say something to that effect, but it's not anything worth getting worked up about. Switch jab kapow? Okay, bye. Deciding it best to withdraw before the situation takes a turn for the troublesome. Quickly leave the classroom behind. I have nothing to say. The end. Seems like the troublesome ship has already sailed. Sheer carelessness on my part. Women are, as a general rule, natural-born gossipers. I shouldn't have given Amane anything to work with. Man, this is the girl that says she's athletic. Alright, doubt she chased me this far. Well, she's here. You didn't have to follow me, you know? Well, she's this determined. Running around to escape would be troublesome in its own right. Suppose I could try being honest. For the moment, I look into Michiru's face, carefully observe her expression, look for anything suggestive of the other girl's presence. It's called observation. My friend from the ridge seems to be out of the house at present. This right here is definitely the normal Michiru. She She ineptly attempts a harsh tone bluff, counterproductively drawing attention to the fundamental weakness of spirit she's trying to hide. And she clearly doesn't even realize I've seen through her. Textbook Michiru.
あんたね、女の子の顔をジロジロ見るのは明確なルール違反よ。ジュネーブ条約第6条にも引っかかるわよ。
I'm pretty sure Article 6 of the Geneva Convention is not what Yuji's violating. Please concisely explain what the Geneva Convention is.
それはこれでしょ。そのジュネーブさんが考えた貴重な動物が絶滅しないように輸入などを制限するやつでしょ。6条が亀についてでしょ。
I think you're talking about the Washington Convention. Either way, what exactly does your face have to do with the international trade in endangered tortoises?
うるさいわね。そもそもね、なんで見てるのよ。私の顔に何かついてるってな。
This is great. Like, no one's gonna be here. Everyone's like, But I'm gonna be here, like, eh. Come to think of it, I've been focusing exclusively on the girl's expression and the tone of her voice. Might have overlooked some revealing physical change. Shifting my focus, resumed my scrupulous observation of Michiru's face.
なぜ黙ったし。
Even as I lean into extremely short range, Michiru makes no effort to flee. Probably her stubborn pride as a tsundere at work. True, the girl's breathing a little roughly through her nose, and her eyes are darting around frantically, but by Michiru's standards, she's managed to keep it together. I see. Is there something on your face? We just went Shatner.
チェックしろって意味ではないわよ。
Michiru is the same as always. However, I have made a discovery that seems of some potential interest. Kind-hearted individual that I am, I decide to share my findings with the girl. Alright, my observations are complete. There's nothing on your face. Your skin is clean, smooth, and youthful, as one might expect of a teenage girl. I didn't detect dirt, encrusted bits of food, or any other blemishes of external origin. There is, of course, a possibility you're infested with face mites, but that's impossible to determine with the naked eye.
何よその言い方。そうでしょ。何もないのよ。私ちゃんと毎日顔洗ってるし。
However, you do have a bit of a mustache. Yama! Calm yourself. It's only a little peach fuzz. Stands out a bit at very close range. In any case, there's no truth to the old wives' tale about shaving making it grow back heavier, so deal with it as you wish.
あんたね、そういうのは女の子には直接言わないものなのよ。普通。
You're the one who asked if there was something on your face. I just answered the question.
うるさいわね。そもそもね、産毛はウブなんだからあんま見ちゃいけないのよ。このウブの子にどうするつもりよ。
Don't let it get to you. Nobody's going to laugh at a young woman just because she has a little hair under her nose. Even if you drink a big glass of milk and end up with a bright white mustache, I'll wipe it clean for you like any halfway decent person would. Only a grade schooler would mock you for something like that.
気にしなくていいって言っても気になるわ。そんなこと言われたの生まれて初めてだもん。もうくそー。絶対いつか復讐してやる。背後から襲ってやる。
It's gonna be the dark days of Monday Night Livestreams if there's like no one watching me. I was trying to be considerate, but it seems I've somehow managed to earn Michiru's enmity. As always, cross-gender diplomacy can be neatly summarized with the phrase pain in the ass. No reason to work yourself into a frenzy. I wasn't just trying to tease you, alright? I had a reason for observing you.
何よ。言って何なのよ。聞いてあげるから言いなさいよ。
Sounds like she's a little curious. 気になります? Time. I don't mind, but I doubt you'd be of much help. Can't say I really understand the situation that well myself.
何？あんた、何言ってんのかよくわかんないんだけど。
That's so? Well, I'm equally baffled by you, Michiru. I've come to think of you as something of a mysterious woman.
そんな風に言わなくても。まあまあ、おしゃまはいいから 早く本題に入っていいのよ。
That is a one smug looking expression. That is a smug Michiru. Oh my god, I have so many smug Michirus. Because I could see my OBS and my... Yo, how's it going, Vanitas? I was worried there would be, like, no one watching. I mean, like, I'm gonna still play this game, but, you know, whatever. Batter? Seem to be misunderstanding something here. Anyway, long story short, I don't understand what you did to me. Seems completely unlike you.
何？今までの私からはって、どういうこと？ちょっと気になるじゃない。ちゃんとわかるように言いなさいよ。
This is the Michiru route! The best! Well, I actually have no idea which route's the best. I should hold judgment until I play through all of them, which I will. But my favorite girl of the Fruit of Grisaia right now. Michiru draws closer, visibly unsettled by my choice of words. I wasn't trying to imply anything in particular, but maybe I hit a sore spot. I don't know if spelling it out is going to make this any less incomprehensible, but I'm talking about what you did to me the other day.
先日？友人にしたこと？私になんかした？
No, we have not done Sachi's route yet. Probably gonna do Sachi next, I want to say. I'm saving Sakaki for last. I'm gonna do Sachi after this one. Michiru's the second round I'm doing Vanitas, not... So you don't remember. Kinda suspected as much.
何よ？覚えてるもん。しました、はいはい、確かにね、しましたよね。で、何を？
But, what is it? We went to first base, so to speak. You insisted.
接吻？はあ？してないわよ。ねえ、なんでそんなお侍さんみたいなことするの？私が何の目的で？どういうこと？
I think she's probably taking first base a little too literally, but I feel so ridiculous actually explaining the metaphor that I decided to let her figure it out for herself. How would I know why? You're the one who started the whole thing, not me.
接吻か。したのかな？いや、してないよな。わかんない。どんな風にやったの？ちょっと再現してみせて。
It was her blue eye color. It was at the water, I believe. Look, you're going to regret this. Listen carefully. When I say first base, I mean...
Mom! 私のことバカにするんでしょ。接吻ぐらい知ってるわよ。ぐさうえうぎゃーってやつでしょ。
She saw, so the English translators are using first base. She's talking about like, they're talking about like samurai related metaphor that's used, like we use first base in terms of relationships. So it's actually a very good one, but when she makes like the getting stabbed and dying noises, you know how it goes.
ちょっとね、いくらなんでも知ってますよ。それぐらいテレビジョンで見たことありますよ。
On the television. I don't think you do, Michiru. Look, it's a meta.
黙って。だからね、そうやって細かい間違いを指摘しないの。だいたい合ってればいいんだから。80% ぐらい合ってるでしょ。だったらそれでいいの。
No ballparks are involved. You're not even in the right time zone.
そんなわけないでしょうが。ちょっとやってみなさいよ。どこが違うか私が見てあげるから。
You want me to show you first base like we did the other day? I really don't.
いいからいいから。よいよ。いいからほらやってみなさい。私が有事にやったというその接吻とやろう。
Oh my god, this is not gonna end well. Alright then, if you insist, I'll give you a little demonstration. Clearing my throat, I approach Michiru.
ふむふむ、再現してもらおうじゃないか。ちょっと近すぎじゃない？なんで接吻するのにそんなに近づくの？
It seems like we're gonna actually kiss Michiru. You can't do it from a distance, you know. That's sort of how it works.
ああ、そうよね。何しろ接吻だものね。それで私がどうしたって？
Something tells me this could end hilariously. This. Holding Michiru's chin steady between my thumb and index finger, I pressed my lips against hers. It's the same kind of abrupt kiss she gave me the other day. I don't think there was any tongue involved back then, so I keep things simple. Michiru stares at me from point-blank range, an expression of blank incomprehension on her face. This isn't really a romantic thing, so I keep my eyes open as well. Maybe it would have been better manners to shut them? Well, whatever, hardly matters. For a moment, I slowly pull back. Our lips cling together for a brief, reluctant moment, then part with a small smack. So ends our second visit to first base. I like how they insert him after. There you go, first base. I think they got these CGs mixed up because yeah, I think they got the CGs mixed up. This is what you did to me the other day. I don't understand why that happened. I'm getting the idea you don't either, right? Yeah, I think the CGs are definitely mixed up. Allow me to explain after the fact. First base is a common metaphor for kissing. Baseball had nothing to do with it. Or samurais. Any questions? Go ahead then. We broke Michiru, guys. And now you're stuck with just watching Yuji kiss her over and over forever. The end. No questions after all. Alright then, dismiss. Return to your post. I'm not sure myself what her post is supposed to be, but I guess that's a wrap for the moment. Well, she just went to the bathroom. Spoilers, all 13 are actually Thanos. And all the Keyblade wielders of light are also Thanos. Everyone's Thanos. She walked right into a bath. No, right? She walked into the bathroom. This is about Michiru, I assume. Don't worry about it. Just your everyday case of temporary insanity. Yeah, but it's nothing to get to. She fell. I didn't think she'd be this badly shocked. Now I feel a little bad. You mustn't do bad things. Shoplifting is a bad thing. Well, no, she's the one who asked me to do it, so this is ultimately her fault. It's not shoplifting, Sachi. Listen to what I'm saying. Shoplifting wasn't involved. A little visit to first base. No, but she did ask me to do it. And I bet by evening everyone's gonna be like, "You kissed Michiru! Wait, she kissed you! Wait, what?" I imagine so. I don't understand it myself currently. Aww. Okay then, see you later, I guess. And there you go, that's it. Judging from that reaction, Michiru doesn't have much romantic experience. There's a good chance that was the girl's first kiss. Considering her age, it'd be a little on the late side, but everyone in the school has their circumstances. Probably doesn't make sense to measure them against typical standards. Hey! That bucket. Man, poor Bucket. Press F for buckets in the chat, guys. Seems there's a possibility I've traumatized Michiru. Guess the girl might actually have been a bit of a shelter princess. Oh, hey, you alright? Didn't pick up on this earlier. But maybe you're imitating a sports car engine? One of those prancing horses? Ignoring my attempt at lightening the mood, Michiru silently retrieves her canister of ramen candies from the shark pouch around her waist, then pours out a huge pile onto her palm. Hey, that seems like a little much. Yeah, and that's exactly how I eat my eat my ramen candies. With that exact expression, guys. It's like you're eating sand. You alright there, Michiru? Michiru abruptly sprays great gobs of half-chewed candy vaguely resembling rotten chunks of tofu out of her mouth. Did no one ever teach this girl to value her food? Michiru, my friend, it seems that you ate too much at once. What the hell's happening?
Michiru-sama, これで顔を拭いてください。雑巾です。ありがとう。キフキ、グスグス。臭いよ。気持ち悪いよ。
I would imagine so. Why don't you take it easy for a while, Sachi? Why don't you take it easy for a while, Sachi? I'll leave the rest to you.
はい、かしこまりました。では行きますよ、Michiru-sama。はい、雑巾。ありがとう。臭いよ。
Broken Michiru? Yes, it's true. And so Michiru and I learned a valuable lesson about the dangers of overeating. Not that either of us were particularly happy about it. That's the end of that one. Have you ever made an irreparable mistake? You know, done something that can't be undone? Doesn't have to be anything particularly dramatic. Maybe you hit a line drive into a neighbor's window as a kid. Good enough. Remember that crushing moment of dread? Sense of hopelessness? I don't think I'm ever going to feel that way again. It's not that I don't make mistakes. I've simply come to realize that every problem has its solution. When you break someone's window, you just apologize. If that's not enough, you compensate them for the damage. Either way, if you're tactful enough to send over a box of pastries and an apologetic note afterward, there probably won't be any hard feelings. Even if you happen to run into someone who isn't so easily placated, there are countless alternative ways of resolving the situation. Sure, these things end up costing you a little in the short term, but if you handle it properly, there won't be any lasting repercussions. That'd be funny. So it's like, oh yeah, Yuji didn't take a breath mint. And once you get the knack of solving problems, you'll find yourself anticipating them ahead of time. Actually, what I'm secretly thinking is that Sachi gave her like the bathroom rag she was using to clean the bathroom. Alright. So once you get the knack of solving problems, you'll find yourself anticipating them ahead of time. So the door you need to open is fastened shut with torque screws. Hardly anything to panic over. Just twist it out with your wrench. Plan a few moves ahead and you'll have a lot less stress in general. It's not nearly as hard as it sounds. Just takes a little experience. On the downside, once you have the insight necessary to predict the future, you'll never be able to watch a Rube Goldberg machine in innocent amazement again. But on the whole, I find that an acceptable trade-off. Not to say that I have all the answers. Every once in a while, I do find myself at a loss for a coping strategy. More often than not, this is the direct result of interaction with those highly unpredictable variables known as women. Usually just a little bit sexist, guys. Just a little. Somebody tells me something's going to happen. The beginning of summer vacation brings a slightly different atmosphere to the Mihama Academy campus. Our residents may not be the most uniformly diligent students in the world, but I suppose attending class is still a bit stressful. With the burdens of academic expectations temporarily lifted, everyone seems noticeably relaxed. Unfortunately, there's a but here. Problem I never saw coming. Not to make this sound more dramatic than it is, it's not like a butterfly flapped its wings in Brazil and launched a tornado in my direction. No, it's a much simpler situation. Much simpler, but unfortunately no less a pain in the ass. I'm lounging around on the lobby sofa one morning when Sakaki walks up and clears her throat. Seems as though the time has finally come. Turn to face her, carefully establishing steady eye contact. Uh-oh. Yeah, not a problem. Ask whatever you want. Slightly awkward. Judging from Sakaki's uncharacteristic hesitation, this is actually significantly more awkward for her than it is for me. After running a hand through her hair several times, she finally managed to move on. Do something. Could you be more specific? I'm always doing something. Breathing, digesting food, performing basic metabolic functions, but somehow I don't think that's what you want to know. It'd be funny if you just had no idea. Maybe, but I can't provide an accurate answer without knowing exactly what you're getting at. Oh, you're acting like that all this entire time? Thought as much. Honestly, I'm surprised it took this long for one of the others to say something. Ever since that day, Michiru's been acting very strangely around me. I suppose. Yeah, you could say I did something to her. I don't mind telling you, but I'd recommend not launching any silly investigations. It's not going to help anyone. We kissed. Not prepared, she was. Sakaki's tense expression instantly crumbles. Guess she wasn't quite prepared for anything after all. Her mouth hangs open like a nutcracker with a broken hinge. What's with that face? Putting your beauty to waste. Better be careful or you might get auctioned off as a lesser work of Munch. I kissed Michiru. For a certain period of time, our mucous membranes came into contact. You do know what a kiss is, I assume. Of course not, right? Talk about old-fashioned. It's just a kiss, right? Do a man and woman need to be in a relationship to mash their lips together with the wind strikes them? When the wind strikes them? Oh my god, Yuji's like laying it on thick. He's totally messing with her. Or maybe you're going to start marching in outlaw premarital sex rallies now. No doubt blushing daintily all the way. If you're in need of a placard to express your virginal ideals, you can grab that sign from the campus gardens. It's already got "Please don't pick the flowers" printed on the front, so you won't even need to alter it. Now she's even confused again. Yo, whatever. It's okay. Settle down, Sakaki. There were no sugary sweet developments of the sort you're imagining. It was just a reflex test. Kind of experiment, almost. Nothing to get yourself worried about. Maybe it's hard to believe, but sometimes a kiss doesn't mean anything on the emotional level. I'll take that under advisement. Oh yeah, this might have to deal with this. With those words, Sakaki leaves the lobby behind, shaking her head in bemusement. Again with this responsibility business. Amane said something similar not too long ago, come to think of it. Seems men are expected to take responsibility for quite a wide range of things these days. Hell, if one of these girls caught me throwing a chewed up piece of gum in the garbage can, I'd probably become public enemy number 1. I'll have to practice letting my candy down gently so as to avoid general condemnation. Sorry for tossing you aside like that, but our relationship was never meant to last. Don't think badly of me, frozen apple mint. No matter how much time we spend together, it's all bland and flavorless now. Those sweet early days will never return.
お兄ちゃんがおかしくなったのよさ。噛んだガムと会話してる。これはかなり来ちゃってる気がするのよ。
Didn't notice you were there, Machina. Do me a favor, forget you saw that, alright? I was just amusing myself. There wasn't even any gum in there, just a little joke, you understand? That's just a pun. Machina, my friend, are you aware that effective punnery involves more than randomly mashing together words that sound alike? Try repeating it 1,000 times. Maybe I'll be able to crack a smile. Sachi, not you. I'm bored by.
マキちゃん、あと998回残ってるけど、どうする？サッチンに任したのよさ。じゃあ続けておくね。ガムはガム、ガムはガム。ところでお兄ちゃん、チルチル見なかった？さっきこの辺りにいたんだけど。
Michiru? Don't know. Why don't you try calling for her and see if she comes running? The subtitles are really late this time?
あんたに呼ばれたから来たわけじゃないんだからね。
Why'd she suddenly get like... Michiru's opening words are delivered with the usual powerful tsundere spirit, but after noticing me, her tone rapidly slides down the scale into timid. By the end of the sentence, her voice is only barely audible.
Michiru様、どうされたんですか？体調が悪いのですか？ガムはガム。
What?
ガムはガムに決まってるじゃない。それに私は元気よ。何の問題もないわ。いい。それはよかったのよさ。ねえねえチルチル、新ギャグ考えた。パインがパインパイン。そうなのよさ。パインパイン。あんたのダジャレなんて面白くないんだからね。でも後でちょっと笑ってあげてもいいのよ。
But that you're not being tsundere. Machina doesn't seem to understand the concept of a pun particularly well.
Oh. そうですね。
What?
ガムはガム。ガムはガム。
just saying that line.
何よ。文句でもあるっていうの。
Oh my god, they're just like, literally Sachi in the background just saying, come on, come on, come on, come on. What is this? What the heck? Oh.
お兄ちゃんに対するチルチルの態度が変なような気がするのよさ。はあ？そんなわけないでしょ。私はいつもこんな調子で楽しくやらせてもらってるでございますけども。
Just like what exactly?
あ、はい。こんな調子ですよ。はい。今日のチルチル、やっぱり変なのよ。
Shout out to Sachi for just keep going with that.
そうかな。そんなことないと思うけど。
Seems pretty obvious that my presence is posing an obstacle. Smooth communication to posing an obstacle to smooth communication. Deciding it best to withdraw for the moment, I silently rise from the couch. Yo, welcome, Minato. Yeah, you're a little bit late. By the way, Sachi's just saying, welcome. Anyway. My presence seems to be bothering Michiru. Thought I'd give you guys some space. You sure about that? This is how it's been lately. Not to state the obvious, but ever since that second kiss, Michiru has been acting strangely self-conscious around me. Might sound vaguely romantic, but it's more like she's keeping a worried distance. Sachi is the biggest One Piece fan! Gomu gomu gomu! She's saying gum is gum, that's all she's saying, man. I see. Alright then. Michiru walks off, stiffly swinging her left arm in unison with her left leg, her right arm with her right leg. Objectively speaking, the girl seems to be 2 steps away from a downright panic attack. Wonder how our younger friends are taking all this. Yes, we finished the Yamana route. Sachi robot incoming. It ended pretty well. I think it went all the way to Amana becoming an old grandmother and everything. It's pretty good. And the bad end was pretty bad. People died. Everything was sad. What? What?
それは血縁関係があるかってこと？調べてみないとわからないな。でも似てるね。じゃあ高野豆腐とミートボールは？きっと両方食べ物。ああ、そっか。食べ物な。食べ物好き。食べられるから。
I love me some foodstuffs, because I can eat the foodstuffs.
じゃあミートボールとトーコ上手は？
What?
上手？もしかしてそれサメの話？
She loves sharks.
え？サメの話なんてしてないのよさ。どうしたのサッチン？
She loves her sharks.
なんでもない。
Seems I didn't need to worry on that front. Makina is completely distracted by that avant-garde way of walking. As usual, Sachi was roped into playing along. These two don't seem particularly concerned about Michiru's behavior. There's a certain busybody who probably won't take such a carefree attitude. There she is. Yeah, apparently, whatever. What's up, Amane? I'm getting the sense you might have something you want to say to me.
その通り。どうしたじゃないわよ。自分でも分かってるくせに。みちるの様子がおかしいの。ユージが原因らしいじゃない。
Suppose I can't deny that, but there's not much I can do about it.
そんなことない。ユージが何かしたんなら自分で責任取りなさい。それが男ってものでしょ。
Be a man! Fix it. Lord, get in with the responsibility.
だって明らかにみちるの様子は変よ。喧嘩したなら仲直り。そうじゃなくても仲直り。分かった？
I see. That's a pretty simple. That's a pretty simple solution, Amane. It actually might work. Guys, take notes. Take notes.
どうせ二人とも意地っ張りなんだから、男の子のユージが先に謝りなさい。
Fine, fine. At this rate, my tranquil school days seem likely to take an unpleasant turn for the tense. I suppose I'll have to take your considerate advice.
もう、皮肉言ってないで早く行ってきなさい。みちるは部屋にいると思うから。
Understood. Rest assured, I'll resolve this post-haste. Here I come to save the day. Or so I said, but how exactly am I supposed to approach this? The problem's entirely on Michiru's end right now. Somehow or other, I need to get the girl to relax a little. Take care of it, huh? Easy for her to say. I guess I have to try at this point. Thinking it over isn't going to get me anywhere. Deciding to play things by ear, head straight for Michiru's room. Yo, what's up, Minato? Michiru, I like a word.
何でしょうか。あ、どうしたのよ、その顔は。
Not sure I follow. I think I have a pretty normal look on my face at the moment. It's something out of the ordinary?
なんの問題もないわよ。逆になんで何の問題もない普通の顔してるのよ。
Am I not allowed to have a normal expression now? That sounds like a nuisance.
とにかくね、ちょっとその変な感じになるからあんまり近くに来ないで。
She's being slightly defiant and a lot more honest. Want me to back off then? This far enough?
もうちょっと遠くで。
This far enough?
もうちょっと遠く。
This far enough?
あと一歩。
And so I end up all the way out here.
ねえ、何してるの？
Just playing around, pay me no mind.
そう、それならいいけど。
Bye, Chizuru. Incidentally, Chizuru, when do you think a man needs to take responsibility?
ちょっと風見くん、まさかうちの子に何かしたわけじゃないわよね。
That I did. However, it didn't involve impregnating them.
なるほど。だったら若いんだし、あとは全部自己責任じゃない？いちいち男の子が責任取ってたら世の中歩きにくいでしょ。
Man, Chizuru's like, yeah, whatever, you know, yeah, what else?
土下座姿の男で道路がいっぱいになっちゃうものね。
An interesting argument.
そんなものでしょう。喧嘩両成敗じゃないけどさ、男女の問題においては責任はどっちにもあるのよ。そう思わないとやってられないしね。
You don't say. That one seems to have worries of her own. Well then, let's see. What's my next move? In the end, I make the bold and resolute decision to read a book until the heat dies down a bit. At times like these, one might get the impression that I spend every waking moment of the day I possibly can reading. But for the record, I'm not as severe a bookworm as Michiru seems to think. To be sure, I spend an unusually high proportion of my time with books, but I also exercise, listen to music, and watch movies like anyone else. Might be a little hard to believe, but I particularly enjoy the radio. Listening to Rossini through a veil of static resistant to even the most careful dial twiddling adds a certain resonance you won't find anywhere else. I don't know. I like clarity in my music. Unexpectedly, this time Michiru is the one who approaches me. What's wrong? You want me to take responsibility as well?
責任？いや、そうじゃなくてね。なんだろうね。あんたね。
She got all those words out correctly, guys. First, she drives me off. Now she's following me around. I really wish the girl would make up her mind. Just want to wrap this whole mess up and get things back to normal ASAP. Yeah, sorry about that. You're talking about what happened the other day, right? That was my bad. Forget it. Get Mizukage? Forget it means forget it. I'd appreciate it if you could wipe the whole incident from your memory. That said, I do understand that it's probably going to be a little difficult to pull that off right now. In that case, just act like you don't remember. We'll pretend it never happened. That should keep the others from squawking at us. I think life will be simpler and easier that way for the both of us. What do you say? She looks a little dissatisfied. Something wrong? Yep, that didn't go over well. Back to the normal tsundere, eh? Glad to see you've cheered up. Don't get all worked up. Somebody might come over to see what's going on if you keep shrieking like that. They probably misinterpret your reddened eyes as evidence I've upset you in some way. They are actually. Go look in the mirror. Ninjas are fun. Yeah, no problem. You can go back now. See you, Sachi. Maybe the devs thought nobody would pick Michiru, so they made it the most weird. And then she gets her own spin-off game later, too. Well, that's that. Glad we've cleared everything up now. Nice work, Kazumi-Yuji. Problems were resolved. And so the curtains drew close on the problem plague. My peaceful school life was salvaged from its moment of peril. Really? Or so I like to say, but that's not how it turned out. All's well that ends well, yes, but my problems hadn't yet run their course. If anything, they were only getting started. I was going to say, yeah, that didn't resolve anything. And something tells me it's not going to be resolved yet. From above, I hear a strange, warbling scream straight out of a kung fu movie. The first instinct is to suspect a terrorist attack of some sort. There's nothing in the way of explosions or gunfire, so that seems fairly unlikely. Whatever the case, I clearly need to investigate. Leaving my room, I immediately head for the stairs.
Kazami-san, Amane-sanの声がしましたが、暴漢に襲われでもしたのでしょうか?
Can't deny the possibility, but there's no way to know for sure until we take a look. Let's go investigate.
では、Amane-sanが暴漢に無残に服を引きちぎられたことを想定して、何か羽織るものを持っていった方がよろしいでしょうか?
Wow, that's very accurate, Sachi. Okay, stop talking and follow me. We'll know soon enough what she needs.
はい。これ何? Amane-san、暴漢ですね。いや違う。これ見て、洗濯機の中に暴漢が。そうじゃなくて、いいから見てよ。
Are the hoodlums in the washing machine? Just look inside.
はい、確認します。あらら、これは。
I peer over Sachi's shoulder into the open washing machine. It's full of colorful toy cars a few inches in length. A handful would be weird enough, but at a rough estimate, there must be a good 100 of the things in there.
洗濯しようと思ったらおもちゃの車が中に。申し訳ありません。あまねさんに頼まれていた買い物を一時的にここに保管しておいたのでした。
Wait, what?
ここって洗濯機の中に？そんなわけないですよね。なぜ洗濯機の中におもちゃを保管するんですか？あまねさんに品物を渡そうと思ったら、それよりランドリーが汚れているから掃除しておいてと指示を受けたので、ひとまず洗濯機の上に置いたんです。
On top of the machine. Now that she mentioned it, there are indeed a good dozen cardboard boxes stacked on top of the machine. Tell me, Sachi, are these all full of model cars?
はい、そうです。おそらく箱が壊れて中身が洗濯機に落ちちゃったんですね。
Ah.
見てください。他の箱も重みで破れてきて。落ちた！箱が壊れて全部落ちた！
And thus the Hot Wheels have destroyed this game, the end. Our washing machine seems to be drowning in toys.
あららららら。まあ、これでこそみたいなところですね。
Amane, my friend, what were you planning on doing with this massive collection of toys?
知らないわよ。私、さっちゃんにこんなの頼んだ覚えないもん。それはどういうことでしょうか。ちゃんとあまねさんの言う通りに買い物をしてきたのですが、私はおもちゃの車が欲しいなんて言ってないよね。
Honestly thought Michiru put them there to wash them. Kind of like as a getting over it kind of thing. She said, I'm gonna wash these cars. But there's a lot.
さんはこうおっしゃいました。ミニカー一機がやりたいと。ミニカー一機で気持ちよくなりたいと。そう私に言いつけました。
A model car riot. Oh, model car riot. Don't think I've heard that phrase before.
はい、私も最初は困惑しましたが、すぐにミニカーを使った一機のことだと分かりました。一機といえば少なくとも100人からの人が必要です。
Like a mini car riot. Like a riot with cars, but like a small one.
ですからこの小峰幸、まずは100台のミニカーを集めるところからスタートしたのです。その作業は困難を極めました。一口にミニカー100台といっても、そこまで在庫を抱えた玩具店はなかなかありません。
And thus, Sachi regaled us with the tale of buying all these toy cars. What's up, Minato? What's the odd question?
おじさま、ミニカーくださいな。100台。5台ならあるよ、お嬢ちゃん。そんな会話の応酬です。
Name my favorite English VA? That's tough. I don't listen to much English stuff.
しかし、あまねさんがミニカーで悲願の一機をやりたいのであれば、それ相応の数を集めなくてはなりません。
I would say choose like the Neptunia girls.
私は様々な玩具店に問い合わせ、ありったけのミニカーの在庫を。耳かきだから。
Oh, moderate carb diet.
集めました。そしてここにようやく300台の。はい。いや、私がさっちゃんに頼んだのは耳かきだから。
耳、oh.
耳かピ？ピじゃなくてキ、みかき。耳かき。もしかしてそれは耳を掃除するときに使用するあの耳かきのことでしょうか。うん。ミニカ一機っ でなくて今まで使ってた耳かきが壊れちゃったから新しい耳かきを頼んだんだけど、耳かきとミニカー一機、まさかそんなアクロバティックな聞き間違いをするなんて。
Very acrobatic.
いうかミニカー一機って何？どんな種類の反乱？これは
All color draining from her face, Sachi begins to quiver like a spastic jellyfish.
大丈夫です。その返品すればいいだけですよね、このミニカー。メーカーに在庫なくて、そのいろいろ探してお味噌、その11万円ほどかかりましたが、その返品を。
Wow. Cost her $1,100, give or take. $1,000. Amane, my friend. Sachi's face is currently the color of moldy vanilla yogurt. What do you plan to do about this?
さちゃん、ごめんね。私の滑舌が良くなかったんだよ。私が悪かった。はい、承知いたしました。滑舌ですね。すぐにご用意いたします。違う、そうじゃなくて。違うのですか？もう何が正解か。私。困っちゃうわね。どこかにミニカーが数百台ないかしら。
Just as the crisis seemed to be coming to a head, Michiru entered the scene with a blatantly unnatural line of dialogue. Turning her head to take in the horde of model cars now scattered all across the room, she opens her eyes wide.
これ全部ミニカー？まさかこんな偶然。でもこのミニカー必要だからここにあるのよね。はあ、どうしましょう。みちる様、どうしましたか？それがね、知り合いのミニカーマニアがどうしても明日中にミニカーを300台用意しなくちゃいけないっていうのよ。なんでも夏のミニカー祭りで冷やしミニカーにして配るんだって。
What? Chilled? Something else that Michiru is just kind of covering for Sachi to make her feel good, better.
でもそんなに都合よくミニカー300台なんてないわよね。どうしましょう。実はごめんねサチ、もう行かなきゃ。私には時間がないの。何しろ300台のミニカーを明日までに用意しなきゃいけないから。
Man, that one day limit for 300 model cars, right?
みちる様、ここにあるミニカーよろしければ使っていただけませんか？いいの？だってそんなまるで奇跡。
まるで奇跡. What a complete farce. It's taking a conscious effort to keep my eyes from rolling.
実はこのミニカーは全て返品しようかと思っていたんです。返品だなんてとんでもない。だったら私がいただくわ。はい、喜んで。でもどうしましょう。すぐにでもお礼をしたいけど、私持ち合わせがなくてね。今持っているものといえば偶然ポシェットに入っているこの耳かきだけ。
Yo, Michiru's a fucking genius sometimes in terms of like people stuff or Sachi stuff.
私って本当におバカさん。耳かきなんていらないわよね。これはしまっておくわ。みちる、その耳かき私にちょうだい。いいけど、なんで？実はさっちゃんが耳かきとミニカー一機を。いや、これ説明しても意味わからないわね。とにかく耳かきを私がもらうとさっちゃんが喜ぶのよ。
Either that or Michiru has some weird friends that she knows and like everything's just a big coincidence. Like, oh, this somehow worked out. Ta-da!
わかったわ。じゃあこれあまねにあげるわね。はい、耳かき。みちる様、ありがとうございます。みちる様がいなければもう少しで依頼を果たせないところでした。
Yeah, Kiseki does mean miracle. Yes.
何言ってるの？私こそありがとう。サチのおかげで夏のミニカー祭り大成功決定ね。
She said more to that.
冷やしミニカーの舞台に行列ができるのが目に浮かぶわ。
Why are they serving the cars chilled? Well, if they're really satisfied with this, I guess I'll keep my mouth shut. But seriously now.
それでは私、お掃除の時間ですので。助かったわ、みちる。ありがとね。だから何がよ、こっちこそ助かったんだからさ。何よ。まあ助かってもお礼なんて言わないけどね。
Is that really an authentic tsundere attitude? I'm having some doubts.
そうですね。あれれ、何なんでもないわよ。かまねは黙ってなさい。
Oh.
ちょっとユウジと会話してみて。ユウジ、こんにちは。
こんにちは。はい、こんにちは。
来たわよ。
Done!
不自然じゃない。何？仲直りできてないの？そんなことないわよ。普通よ、普通。
Totally normal, right?
はい、もう一度挨拶。こんにちは。はい、どうも。ユウジ、あんたちゃんと謝れって言ったのに。いいのよ、マネ、黙って。そういうことじゃないから。みちるこそ黙ってて。今私はユウジと話してるの。
Well, if you have some solution to this, I'd honestly love to hear it.
大体何があったかわかんないけどね。女の子、黙ってってば。ごめん、そんなつもりなかった。
Serious music.
ただ、違う。そうじゃなくて、私。ごめんね、本当に。私関係ないのに。
No, you spelled that correctly, Minao. That's it's a key set key. That's correct. Use the same key in both. I don't know how to write it in kanji or anything though. I'm not even sure how to in that. Because I can't read Japanese. Just speak it. Whatever.
いいの。そうじゃないの。そうじゃないってば。
Uh-oh. Face contorted with anxiety. Michiru stumbles I can't say that word. I apologize. I'm ruining this moment. Michiru stumbles repetitively over her words. It's painful to watch, but I'm not sure how to intercede. And the next moment, just to complicate things further, Makina pokes her head into the room. Makina, this isn't a good time. Save it for later, alright? Was she about to say something? No, okay, no, it's just dots. Then I just cut off her breathing a little bit.
あれ、チルチルどうしたの？顔色が悪いのよ。お腹痛いの？何？どうしたのよ、チルチルってば。
Machina, we're leaving. Stop talking and come with.
うるさい！チルチル？うるさい。うるさい、うるさい、うるさい！やだ！やだやだ！
Uh-oh, something's happening.
みちる、ちょっと落ち着こうか。私も言い過ぎたし。やだ！やだやだもう！やだやだ！
Something's happening.
何？私のせい？ごめんね、チルチル。
Seven.
どうしよう。
Michiru, are you? For a long moment, Michiru stares fixedly on the floor in silence, expression hidden by her bangs. Judging from their astonished reactions, Amane and Machina haven't seen the girl act like this before either. When Michiru finally speaks, the first words out of her mouth comes out as yet another baffling surprise. It's not just an abrupt attitude shift. Michiru's expression is like that of a completely different person. Everyone else in the room, myself included, is struck speechless. Amane blinks her eyes in utter confusion. I probably would have been just as baffled if this was my first time seeing this Michiru. But that's not the case. A vague understanding of the situation dawns on me. I see, so that's how it is. It's not.
ほらほらほら、もう驚いた顔しないで。はいはい、いつもの通りに。大丈夫なの？
So this is probably the other Michiru, right? Because she just had that attack.
大丈夫って何が？今までのは全部冗談よ。なんで私が落ち込まなきゃいけないのよ。
And she also sounds a little bit different in her
っていう
acting.
か、そんな落ち込むようなキャラに見える
？Could have fooled me for a minute there.
あんたバカそんなキャラじゃないっての。そうなの？本気で怒らせちゃったのかと思ってすっごい驚いて心配しちゃったじゃない。チルチルも意外とやるのよね。つまりあれだろ、ドッキリってことな。
That's why you don't trust blondes? Darn. Though, don't trust drunk blondes. Drunk blondes? Why drunk ones? I suppose sober.
ちょっと驚かせてやろうと思ったのよ。かなり真に迫った演技だったんじゃない？みんなコラーっと騙されちゃって素直なんだから。うわー、すっごい疲れた。どっと疲れが出た。さ、そういう冗談やめてよね。うっかり信じちゃったじゃないの。
I'm like, they're not drunk all the time. It's true. We actually, Minano, just to refer to your PTSD, we're actually not sure what's wrong with Michiru yet. I have theories, but you know, I'm also playing the game, so I'm gonna find out eventually, right? So I'm excited.
みんなお人よしなのよ。さ、私はこのミニ ニカを冷凍庫にどうやって入れるか考えなきゃいけないから、解散。もしかしたらみんなの冷凍庫をちょっとずつ借りるかもしれないからね。
Wait, is she actually gonna chill him?
冷凍庫にミニカーとか嫌なのよさ。断る。あら、そう、ケチくさいわね、まったく。それじゃあ私は忙しいんで、ほら解散。はーい、解散。ディスソリューション。
She said dissolution correctly.
じゃあね。
Ramen's like,
私もチルチルにいたずらの仕返ししてやるのよさ。
That's good acting.
ああ、分かってると思うけど、ユウジ君、ちょっと待って。君には言いたいことがあるんだけど。
Uh-oh. The moment the others stagger out of the laundry room, the smile is completely erased from Michiru's face. She watches me with a serious expression, her tone of voice cold. Doesn't surprise me. I've got something I want to ask you myself.
それは好都合ね。そうね。教室で待ってて。なるべく人の来ないところがいいから。
Yeah, fine by me. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Things are happening. Things are happening. Well, you know, there's the idea of, like, split personalities is one thing, but there's, like, a lot of things I want. Oh, her eyes supposed to change color with this when she goes in. Well, they probably did that to visually represent the anime. And that's a common thing anime will do. But your eyes don't just suddenly change color. Now, she might have contact lenses to make blue eyes because, you know, clearly she dyes her hair blonde and she's a Japanese girl. Anyway, as instructed, I immediately make my way to the empty school building. Maybe now I'll finally get some real answers about what's going on with my erratic young friend. Even as I'm settling in to wait, the door slides silently open and the girl in question enters. Michiru folds her arm and slowly, silently approaches me. She appears to be sizing me up somehow. Rather than taking a chair, she lowers herself onto a desk in front of me. We're at point-blank range, but she still hasn't said a word. Well, no point waiting till the sun goes down. Instead of easing into the topic at hand, I try abruptly throwing her a bit of a fastball. Going to explain yourself? What the hell was that supposed to be? But as soon as the words leave my mouth, Michiru fires right back in an even more forceful tone of voice.
ユウジ君、君こそ説明してくれない？
Uh-oh. An explanation, me?
そう、説明。なんであんなことしたの？もちろんあんなことってキスのことね。とぼけないでね。
Uh-oh. Seems the girl's genuinely upset with me now. Completely incomprehensible. I was expecting you to give me some sort of explanation, but instead it's yet another lecture on responsibility.
その通り、責任です。君さ、本当に無神経だよね。
The leg gap? Michiru rebukes me in a vaguely disgusted tone of voice, almost like a big sister lecturing her brat of a brother on how to use his chopsticks. It's coming from you? If you want to criticize my manners, shouldn't you explain who you are first? That little body-swapping routine just now wasn't half bad, but it's not going to fool me. I assume you're aware of that.
私は私でしょ？逆に聞くけど、君は誰？
Well, I'm me. Not sure how else to answer that.
でしょ？自分で答えられないことを他人に聞くなんて馬鹿げてる。
Yeah, well, she has a point. Again with this, when I talk to the other Michiru, I always end up getting lost in fog, wandering straight off topic. But I'm not Alice, and this isn't the time to be getting caught up in riddles. Okay, look, I've had enough of the riddling. Just because you're perching on top of a desk doesn't mean you need to croak at me like a crow.
それ、どういう意味？
Doesn't mean anything. Listen, just answer the question, will you? That's the most basic rule of a coherent conversation.
ルールは破るためにある。
Zetai Ruiki, King. That's what it is, Zetai Ruiki. Some people feel that way, but it's hard to have a fair match without them. Here and now, for the purposes of this discussion, I think the two of us should be on even footing.
そうね。そうかもしれない。では、たった今から君のルールに従います。どんなルール?
Michiru imitates putting her hands on a Bible as she speaks. Hopefully this means we're finally going to get somewhere. Good. Rule number 1, the first and only rule. Truthfully answer the following question. Who are you?
だからさっきも言ったでしょ。私は私。
You're definitely Michiru, but you're not the Michiru I know. Listen, I don't need any more banter. Just give me a yes or no answer. Are you Michiru? Michiru heaves a deep sigh and hops lightly down from the desk. After a moment of silence, she shrugs her shoulders expressively, silently communicating the words, "You really are clueless, aren't you?"
ねえ、世の中はイエスとノーだけじゃ返事できない問題がたくさんある。例えば、1+1はイエスかノーじゃ答えられない。これは謎かけじゃない。構造の問題。もちろん、あなたが好きそうな二進法に変換したら、イエスノーイエスノーイエスノーの羅列で表現できるかもしれないけど、でもそれって。
Pushing out her lips in a mild pout, she continues with a clearer tinge of displeasure in her voice.
やぼったい。それもとびっきりね。
That's so. This is a problem. Seems the two of us are communicationally incompatible.
それじゃあ君の話は終わりかな。今度は私の話を聞いて。
Lower myself onto a chair and lean back in my listening pose. Sadly, I can't help but admit it. We're firmly in Wonderland territory here. Seems I have no choice but to play by our rules. Shame we don't have any tea. I'm sure your story's worth savoring at length.
大丈夫。時間は取らせない。っていうか、時間がないのよ。おっと。茶化さないでね。本当に時間がないんだから。
Oh.
そして、これは大問題なのよ。
After thinking for a while, Michiru clears her throat with a little cough. Get the impression the girl just brushed away the conversation to this point like so many errant particles of dust.
まず、この子はひどく動揺してる。さっきの何？あんなこと初めて。原因はもちろん君。わかるでしょ
？Yeah, I mean, like, you know, when you have a split personality, you don't necessarily become someone else. It's not necessarily a Jekyll Hyde. You can be multiples of the same person. You could be a different personality from the same person. Like for me, like, there's like tons of animefanrk2ks. So it is entirely possible that that is one potential solution. But this particular case, with such a egregious split in personality and intonation and even behavior and way of like handling themselves, because this more serious Michiru is clearly more well, what's the word I'm looking for? She's a lot more aware of things, period.
そして今日のことも深く彼女を傷つけることになる。これは君が思ってるよりもずっとシリアスに彼女を傷つける。だから君には責任を取ってほしいの。簡単に言うと慰めてほしい。
What? Comfort. Want me to pet your head then? Or maybe I should get a big stuffed animal, put some candy in a stocking, drop down the chimney at Christmas?
だから茶化さないで。明日の朝、この子の部屋に来て、それから慰めて。とっても優しく、 とっても紳士的に。
Well, King, I think you're still looking at it wrong because I think that's still under the implication of one and the same, and not two and the same. It's not a difference of being called Zelda or Sheik. It's a difference of, like, I'm a Michiru and this is the things I do. I'm a Michiru. This is the things I do, kind of thing. Is what it says. I don't know. Maybe like two souls kind of thing would make sense from a more spiritual description. Comfort me like a gentleman. Can't say I've ever heard someone make a request like that on their own behalf before. People drop hints, but outright telling someone I'm weak, comfort me is more than a little unusual. Will that prevent any future problems?
ある程度はね。でも君がこの子にキスした時点でそれは始まってしまったのよ。
Hold on, you're making this out to be my fault, but you're the one who started this.
そうね、確かにそう。でも私と違ってこの子は純粋なの。もちろん私だってそこそこ純粋よ。でもこの子はそれとは比べ物にならないの。
Yeah,
あのキスで。
That kiss probably turned Michiru's world like upside down because she's like, I kind of like this guy, and he what? And then he's telling me to forget about it. Like, okay, so here's something that like a lot of anime do. I'm glad that the Fruit of Grisaia is addressing it, but the whole like oh, I kissed you by mistake kind of thing. You know how stupid that sounds, especially you secretly like that person. Like it's so like, oh well. I'm sorry, I didn't mean anything by it. At least have the gall to say, I apologize if it inconvenienced you anyway. And, you know, if you didn't like it, you know, we can go back to the way things were, kind of thing. That would be a better way to, like, explain it. You know. And that's why Sakaki specifically said, you have to be more aware of Michiru's feelings. And Yuji completely missed the mark when on that one, because he took Amin as very simple. Just apologize for it. Whether you're at fault, when you're at fault, you apologize. When you're not at fault, you apologize, which is very good advice, except for things like this. At the very moment, there doesn't seem to be anything to really apologize for, or there shouldn't have been. So the fact he's like, I apologize, wipe it from your memory, kind of thing. Like, you have to say why you said that, you know. Like, and Yuji just is bad at communicating that. So, you know, that's what happens when we get this protagonist the way he is. Let's see. Michiru hesitates for a moment, but apparently decides that there's no use hiding it. She fires off the words as if eager to get them off her tongue.
君のことを好きになったのよ。単純だって笑わないでね。だって生まれて初めてのキスをしたのよ。それで普通でいろって方が難しいんじゃない？
There it is. So it's even worse when the person says, if you say so.
何か質問はある？
Quite a few, actually. There's a whole mountain of things I don't understand. But I don't trust this hitting wall to return my volleys properly. Lob a tennis ball at her and you might well get a watermelon flying back at you. No, not for you at least. I'll ask the girl herself tomorrow. Seems like it'll be faster that way.
それならそれで構わない。でもあくまで。
A gentleman?
わかってるじゃない。君って堅物だけど、飲み込みは早いのね。
I mean, to be fair, King, Michiru and Yuji had some excellent banter with one another, and there was a scene where Michiru was actually even serious, not quite like this side of her, and they interacted okay, and then obviously the fact that he on top of that discovered this Michiru, you know, it happens. This is why we're going to do Michiru route, okay? Conversation apparently concluded. Michiru waves her hand vaguely in my general direction.
あまり四角ばらないでね。はい、これあげる。まったくあんな数どうしろっていうのよ。
Leaving a single model car behind the top of the desk, Michiru strides out of the classroom. It's like something out of a mystery novel, completely beyond me. I'm a spectator on this ride, and the windows are opaque. I was hoping to get a handle on the situation, but it's impossible. Don't even feel like reading some escapist novel right now. The only thing I want to do at the moment is collect my thoughts without the risk of being disturbed, which means, guess I'll go for a little run. The small sigh quietly closed the story of the girl named Michiru, placing a bookmark between today and tomorrow. Some things are inevitable. The carefully wrapped present you hand to a child never comes back in one piece. There's no night without a dawn. The wrapping paper gets torn to shreds, and the sun rises. That's the way the world works. The girl who wasn't the girl told me to come to her room in the morning. A lot about this strikes me as strange, but at the moment I want to get this situation resolved. Time enough to pick at the details later. It's happening! Although getting up at 5 in the morning is perfectly routine for me, I understand that I'm something of an outlier among my age group in this regard. Therefore, I decide to take care of my normal morning run and shower off my sweat before paying my visit. Once I'm clean and dressed, I pull out the mental bookmark I've wedged between the two slices of time, making my way to Michiru's room to pick up the story where I left off. Well, I'm here, at least, so that's step one. But how exactly am I supposed to make my entrance? Most likely, Michiru on the other side of this door has no idea that I'm coming. But I pause for a moment, trying to think up a decent opening line. Soon enough, I shake my head and reach out for the doorknob. Thinking isn't going to help right now. Too many unknowns. Whatever happens, happens. Michiru, you awake? It's time for smacks! No, hopefully not. Hopefully it's a time for some explanations and confirming Michiru's feelings for Yuji and maybe seeing how that goes. I wait patiently for a response, but as expected, there's no answer. Guess I'll have to make the first move. Coming in. That's a problem. You can tell me why inside. It's unlocked, so my forcible entrance poses no particular difficulties. As I quietly close the door behind me, something stirs slowly in the darkness. For one strange moment, it feels as if the room itself is breathing. Fortunately, there's a bit of sunlight leaking through the gaps in the blinds. My eyes begin to adjust. It's still gloomy in here, but not enough to pose any real issues. I spent long enough in darkness where I couldn't tell the difference between having my eyes open and shut. This dimness isn't a problem by comparison. The cloying scent of cheap candy and imported fabric softener hangs in the air, thick as tobacco smoke. Hidden inside the stronger smells, I also pick up a faint hint of ammonia, probably a major component of that witch's brew the girl slathers on her hair. And a cat. Startled by the sudden warmth of a living creature coiling itself around my legs. It's a cat Michiru has been doting on lately. Seems to remember her claiming it wasn't a pet, but if it's hanging out around her room, that seems implausible. Hello there, Rommel. Where's Michiru? Cat reacts to my voice by pattering off on his tiny paws and hiding in the bed. Seems he doesn't like me too much. From a little above where the cat vanished, a somewhat surly human voice addresses me. Is that blanket blob you, Michiru? Going to open the curtains. I understand it might be easier to relax in the dark, but a little light should help you wake up. Aw, she's kind of like pouting. Michiru is sitting on the bed, a blanket draped over her head, her knees clutched to her chest. She's trembling visibly like some kind of traumatized war refugee. Or maybe a child, waiting anxiously for parents who should have been home hours ago. Keeping a cat in the dorm, are we? Pretty bold. Can't say I entirely approve, though. You sound rather forlorn, my friend. Forget to put on your tsundere attitude this morning? Yeah, she says. Grab the back of a nearby chair and pull it up to the bed. Briefly declaring I'm going to sit, I do so without waiting for Michiru's response. Now that's more like it. Go on, give me the vinegar. Well, what's with that whiny tone of voice? You're really off your game. I'll be your audience, so how about starting with your vocal warm-ups? If you'd like, you can restart this scene from the point where I entered the room. I suppose I could, if someone told me to. Would that really make you happy? Aww. What a reprehensible woman. But if you want my kindness that badly, I suppose I can give it to you. I lean forward in the chair, reach out with one hand, and give Michiru a few pats on the head. Is that a smile you see? Yes, it is. Kindness. Not enough for you? Here, take a little extra. Well then, that should be enough for the moment. Going to get to the topic at hand. No need to prolong this, alright? You can just respond to the questions. Unless I'm completely off base, you're dragging around a serious problem of some sort. I'm not looking to pry, but whatever it is, it's creating headaches for me as well. I'm not particularly fond of stumbling cluelessly through difficult situations. To put it simply, I don't like this. I want you to explain your current condition. Can you do that for me? Like actual Michiru being herself? Right? Yo. That's right, so you don't remember after all. With those words, Michiru lets out a tremendously long sigh. Sounds like a 10,000-year-old cat accidentally brushing his overlong whiskers against the moon. Nothing to apologize about. You can take it nice and slow, so try to talk, alright? You've got plenty of time. Not a problem. Don't sweat the small stuff right now, alright? Anyway, this happens to be exactly where I left my bookmark. Yeah, this is the start of the story, and you're the end. But I need you to talk if I'm ever going to decipher it. Maybe, but in that case, you're the one who has the answer. I'll hear you out, Michiru. So talk to me. Just make sure to wake me up if I doze off from boredom. I've tried sleep learning before, it never really did much for me. Aww. The cat in Michiru's arms suddenly gives a single meow. Taking that as her cue, the girl licks her lips and begins to speak. There's a deep wrinkle in Michiru's brow. She resembles a child trying to read a bulky encyclopedia. The girl doesn't seem to know quite where to begin.
気がつくと次の朝ってこともあった。例えばね、例えばよ、電車の中から外の風景を眺めていると、窓の向こうに何が見えるかわかるよね。
You'd be worse if but it's okay, well, I'm gonna just keep going.
覚えてないとしてもなんとなくわかる。でも私は真っ暗なトンネルに入ったみたいになって、一瞬で過ぎ去っていく景色も見えないの。それで気がつくと長いトンネルを抜けて、その先が雪国だったらまだまし。綺麗さっぱり、何も覚えてない状態で翌朝になってる。
So your memory's been skipping. Okay then, let me ask a more precise question. Do you remember what happened yesterday?
部分的にはね、ちゃんと覚えてるわよ。ランドリーでみんなと話してて、それでユージがいたから緊張して、すごく胸が苦しくなって、それでなんだか頭の中が熱くなって、私多分誰かに怒鳴っちゃった気がする。途端に大きな氷柱を飲み込んだみたいに気持ちがすっきりして、でもそれから後のことは覚えてない。気がついたら猫ニャがいて、ベッドの上で私は泣いてた。
猫ニャ, best name. Localized amnesia, is it? This girl is self-aware that these gaps in her memory coincide with the emergence of another Michiru.
あの後どうなったの？私のことみんな怒ってる？
No, there shouldn't be a problem. I don't think you need to worry about that.
やっぱり。
Biting her lower lip, Michiru mumbles a single word, falls out of her mouth with the dull thunk of a sizable rock hitting the floor. Again, what's that supposed to mean?
その嫌いにならないでね。あ、いや、いつもそうなの。私が覚えてないとき、何か嫌なことが起こっているんじゃないかって思うんだけど、全然そんなことないの。むしろ問題が解決していたり、以前より物事が順調な方向に向かったり、そんなことの方が多いの。
Not turning her head, Michiru flicks her eyes over for a furtive glimpse at me. Confirming that my expression hasn't changed dramatically, she gives a small sigh and resumes her story.
昨日も同じ。私が何か失敗をしても丸く収まってる。だから余計にどうしていいかわからない。ねえユージ、私何をしたの？
Oh man, that must suck. That does suck. I wouldn't worry too much. Your memory's probably just a little confused. At a guess, the situation was overwhelming, so you had to flip a mental switch to deal with it.
頭を切り替えるって？
Michiru reacts strongly to those words in particular. Maybe she does know after all? Well, I'm not a doctor, and you're not a patient. It's up to you how much you want to hear.
何それ？どういうこと？
I don't think it's that difficult a sentence. Think it over. Michiru lowers her gaze to the floor, staring at the carpet as if looking for the words she dropped earlier. But soon enough, she abandons the search and closed her eyes in apparent resignation.
ユージ、全部言ってみて。
Alright. Immediately after you screamed, the
ちょっと待って。手、握ってもいい？
She's scared. She's about to hear about the things she did that she didn't actually do. And she's like, oh, okay, so that's how it went. I guess. I don't really mind. Michiru timidly reaches out to me. Her small hand, damp with sweat, trembles like a sick songbird. Immediately after she screamed in the laundry, the other... I guess. I don't really mind. Just zooming in on the picture, guys. Michiru sidles across the bed toward me. She draws near, the fingers of her hand twine their way between mine. Can I continue now? She's worried. Oh, look at this. People are like, oh, Michiru's cute after all. She is, guys. Immediately after he screamed. What now? I'm not familiar with that verb. Request clarification. Can't determine what you're referring to from that word alone. I'm unable to answer. Michiru pulls away for a moment, then leans over, wraps her arms around me. Keep her eyes averted the whole way. She's squeezing pretty forcefully, almost like a child clutching a giant stuffed animal for reassurance. Seems a slightly academic question at this point. You already are. I guess. I don't really mind. This little scene must look something like a large tree nearly ready to fall, being supported from the side by a lumberjack. A little ironic, since Michiru is clearly the one who needs to be propped up right about now. Alright, this time I'm going to finish the sentence. Immediately after... Oh, she's... What do you mean? Well, Sachi's not just going to randomly walk into people's rooms unless she was ordered to. Alright, in that case, can you let go of me now? Oh. Oh. I get. Oh. As she speaks, Michiru buries her face against my chest. I feel the area near her lips growing warm with every exhalation of breath. Well, it's not especially inconvenient for me, so I don't really mind. Nothing to worry yourself about. The girl maintains her embrace on me for quite some time. Thoughts drift back to the enigmatic other Michiru. What was that? Oh yeah, Makina totally... Actually, I think Makina's well trained. So I don't think Makina would. Hate? Why would I? Where's this coming from? Certainly not what you call typical, but honestly, I don't view it as a major problem. It's like that was like a sound of relief there. Yeah, not sure why anyone would dislike you over something like that. In the first place, nobody could call me normally either, you know? Either way, even I'm aware of that. True. Nobody in that school is normal, very true. That's right, so don't worry about it. I get that a lot. To be honest, I'm getting tired of hearing it.
バカ。ありがとう。来てくれて嬉しかった。
Feel a little guilty to hear you say that.
なんで?
Because I didn't come here on my own initiative.
そっか。そうなんだ。そっか。そうだよね。
To be perfectly honest, Michiru, I came here because you told me to.
あ、私に?
She seems to be making an effort to hide it now, but Michiru is clearly still disturbed. Confusion and anxiety flash across her face. Seems like this really is the one topic she wants to avoid above all others. If we keep tiptoeing around it, we're never going to make any real progress.
それは、その。猫にゃ。
Watching the cat cuddle up against her legs, Michiru slowly continues to speak.
私は自分の知らない間に何が起こっているのかすごく怖いの。状況が悪くなってないからそれで構わないなんてことにはならないでしょ。自分の知らないところで自分が何かしてるなんてすごく怖い。
Man, the cat's affections gives her power.
自分が自分でなくなっちゃうような気がして怖いの。思い出せないことが多くなって知らないことが増えて私の世界がどんどん小さく狭くなって最後には私は自分でなくなる。そういうのが怖い。でも
The cat's the other, Michiru confirmed, right? Michiru pets the cat's head and emits a noisy rumbling purr. I doubt that it's the cat.
朝の来ない夜はないだよね。
Her voice as she speaks those words is slightly brighter than before. How does that one go? There's no night without a dawn, no rain that doesn't end. True enough, but even if the sun does get sick of rising, as long as you're yourself, your world isn't going to get any smaller. Who cares about the rain? Morning and night have nothing to do with it. It's all you.
そうですか。そうですか。そうですか。
She sounds better already. Hmm?
あんたね、ちょっとあれでしょ。私のこと誤解しちゃったでしょ。
Oh, there it is.
か弱い女の子だとか思ったでしょ。それは全部あれだ。嘘ですからね、ビッシー。
There it is. Just as I noticed that her eyes have grown slightly red, Michiru begins snorting roughly through her nose and shouting transparent nonsense at me. The girl really needs to learn how to deal with her emotions a little more calmly. No need to force it.
無理なんてしてないもん。だからその今ここで話したこととか、もうしたこととかは忘れなさいよね。
Stuff we did, by which you mean your unilateral clinging session?
聞こえません。っていうか抱きついてません。とにかくね、あんた女の子の部屋に男が入ってくるとかありえないんですけど。
Not to repeat myself, but you're the one who...
うっさい。いいから出てって。早くもう待てない。それなら私が出て行きますんが。
As Michiru stomps off toward the door, Cat follows at a dignified pace, holding its tail straight up in the air. Forgot your broom. How about a radio while you're at it? Here the delivery service industry is booming. That's a Kiki's delivery service reference, isn't it?
誰が魔女よ。クロは女を美しく見せるって金髪の私に喧嘩売ってんの
The way I see it, blonde or black is beyond the point. It's beautiful is beautiful, right? For example.
それって例えば何よ
For example, that cat.
猫かーいあんたちゃんと私が部屋に戻ってくるまでにはこっから消えてなさいよね
Yeah, got it. I'll be out in a minute.
あんまり長くいられると男臭くてたまんないのよ
I just said I'll leave.
それとねえ幼児
What now?
今日のこと誰かに言ったらマジでぶっこら
Well, looking back on this little visit, I resolved exactly nothing. I achieved formal confirmation of Michiru's problem, but little else. The rough equivalent of shifting a heavy load on your back from the right shoulder to the left. That said, I'm not intending to take further proactive measures at the moment. Michiru is the only one who can truly resolve her problems. Maybe external aid could provide her with a temporary crutch, but that only makes things even harder on the girl when she finds herself alone again. When you try to save someone, often as not, you succeed only in stroking your own ego. Rather than scooping them up in your arms, you should be providing a push from behind, assuming of course they even want your help in the first place. Guess I really should get going. I leave the sweet-smelling room behind, having gained little there but a fresh coat of cat hair on my socks. Oh, that was good. That was good. That was good.
ってことで私ってば幼児に言ってやったわけよ今度部屋に入ってきたらつま先をつまみ上げてやるぞってね
And she's telling some unbelievable story that we will deal with next week because that's gonna be it for now. I think we got some insight. And that's a stream. And that's a wrap. And yeah. Mondays don't go as long as the other ones do. So yeah, that's it for now. I hope to see you guys tomorrow for Twitch. I'm kind of dreading it. It's because of Celeste and I'm dying a lot. But anyway, this is animefanrk2k. Thank you very much for showing up for tonight's Monday Night Livestream. And I hope to see you next week or in anything else I make. So, you know, see you. Peace. Thanks for showing up. I'm enjoying this game. This game's great.